first one that I read was The Girl Who Fell a Bit... I am so tongue-tied today. Hey guys, it's Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. So today is the first day of September, which means it is actually spring. And as I said in my I Love Spring book tag, Melbourne really does have bipolar weather. It is pouring outside. The weather is disgusting. So it's a great start to the month, isn't it? Anyways, I'm doing my August wrap up today, and I actually read a total of 11 books, which is kind of a lot, considering the past few months I've only been reading like 6 to 8 books a month, which is pretty good still, but 11 is like insane, really. So let's get into it. I participated in 2 readathons this month, but before that I finished off Little Woman by Louisa May Alcott, which is part of my sort of like reading the BBC's 100 books to read before you die list. So I finished this and I absolutely adored it. I thought it was cute, very meaningful, really easy to read, which was surprising as well. I have to check my Goodreads to see my ratings because I really don't remember. It's been so long. But I am pretty sure I gave this a 4 out of 5 because I thought it was very enjoyable and the characters were really vibrant and likeable as well, so yeah. And then I started the yearathon readathon, which is a monthly readathon, and so this month's topic was middle grade, and I actually had a few that I really needed to read to get off my TBR list. So the first one I read is The Girl Who Fell Beneath Fairyland and Led the Revels There by Catherine N. Valenti, and this is the second book in the Fairyland series. I actually have a review for this, I will leave a link to it down below, but I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars because I really enjoyed it. Like, I felt like it had more depth than the first one, even though the first one was really great to do with like introducing characters and stuff like that, but the world in this one is amazing and I really want to visit it. It's one of those worlds like Narnia or like, you know, Hogwarts that you just really want to go and wish that you had grew up in. So yeah. Then I read A Tale of Dark and Grim by Adam Gidwitz. I'm pretty sure that's how you call his name. And I had high hopes for this, but it fell short of my expectations and I thought it would be something else and it turned out to be not that way, if that makes any sense. It's supposed to be, you know, a story where Hansel and Gretel falls into different, like other different fairy tales, but in this one it was more like just stories that I didn't really know about, and I didn't know if they were real fairy tales or if Adam had just made them up. So I only gave it a 3.5 out of 5 because I didn't think it was that great. And then the last book that I read for the readathon was The Cavendish Home for Boys and Girls by Claire Legrand, and I absolutely love this. It revolves around Victoria and her friend Lawrence, and one day her friend Lawrence goes missing, so she has to go and find him, and she comes upon this home and it's actually not what she thinks it is. This I thought this was amazing, so creepy and thrilling, which is really weird for middle grade because I didn't think it would be that freaky. And on the pages and stuff you've got like just cockroaches printed on the pages, which freaks the crap out of me. So something like that. So yeah, I found it really interesting. It featured on my Sunday Spotlight, which is a feature on my blog where I, you know, highlight my favourite book for the week. So if you guys wanted to know what I liked the most for the week, then definitely check out that feature. It's there weekly. I'll leave a link to my blog down below for you guys to see. So yeah, shameless self-promotion. And I gave that a 4.5 out of 5. Should probably mention that. And then I moved on to read One Kick by Chelsea Cain, which is a new series that she's writing, and this is the first book. So the series, I'm pretty sure this series is called the Kick Lanigan series. So it centers around a girl named Kick who is abducted at a young age, and once she's found, like miraculously found, she returns to her family, and she sort of involves herself in like self-defense practices, learning learning how to use weapon uses and stuff. And then one day kids go missing and a guy named Bishop comes to find her, and they embark on this adventure to try and find these kids. I am a massive fan of crime and thriller. I thought this was written really well. This is the first book that I've read from Chelsea Cain, and I really enjoyed it, and I would definitely be continuing on with the series. I gave it a 4 out of 5. And I actually requested this from Simon & Schuster to review, so there will be a link down below to my review as well. Next up is my favourite book for the month probably, and that is The Winner's Curse by Marie Rakowski, which is the first book in the Winner's Curse trilogy, and this centres around a girl named Kestrel who is the general's daughter for this world, and she accidentally bids for this slave and he ends up following her home, and they sort of develop this really strange relationship, but she doesn't realise that he has a lot more to hide from her. And I thought this was a really well written novel, and the world was very concrete. Like, I could actually see it being part of history. I loved my entire reading experience. I flew through this. I really enjoyed the characters, and all my feelings were poured into this. I think I liked it so well because I was really attached to the storyline, and I could sort of become emotionally involved. And I'm very excited to read the second book because it would definitely be a very interesting outcome. After that, the Battle Books readathon happened, and this was my second or third time participating in the readathon. Every single time I try to aim to read something in this readathon, it never really happens, so I figured maybe I'd only aim for 4 books, and even then I struggled with it. So the books that I read, I actually have a whole entire wrap-up post on my blog for it, so I'll leave a link to it below. But I actually tackled all the books that I needed to read before the sequels came out. So the first book I tackled is World After, which is the second book in the Penguin and the End of the Day series by Susan E. I didn't really enjoy the first one. I thought it was okay, not as like excellent as everybody thought it was, but I absolutely loved this. I gave it a full 5 out of 5 stars because it's such a unique and thrilling read. This makes everything seem a lot more distorted, a lot more cruel, and I love that. I love the grittiness of this story. I love Penguin a lot more in this. I admire her courage and her skills. I do have a review for this, so I'll leave a link to down below as well. But I really enjoyed this, and I recommend that you guys read the series because it is going places. It is definitely going places. I also read the second book of the Throne of Glass series, Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, because the third book is actually coming out this month, and I'm so excited now. Again, I didn't really enjoy Throne of Glass like a lot of people did, but I really liked this. I hated the first half though. I didn't think it was that great. I didn't like the direction it was going. I didn't like the pairing. But once the second part hit, I was like, yes, this is definitely what I asked for. A lot more action-packed, a lot more fast-paced, and heading into a direction where I want the story to go. Yeah, so I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 because, oh my god, the feels. After that, I decided to read Dangerous Girls by Abigail Has, because it was actually free on iBooks for the week. So I downloaded it and I started it at 9:30 in the morning on Saturday, and I flew through it. I finished it at 11:30 in the morning, like on the same day, and it was intense and it was crazy, and I did not expect that ending, and it just blew my mind. It's basically about a group of friends who go on spring break, and then they end up finding one of their friends dead in like this really gruesome way. And the main character, Anna, and her boyfriend Tate becomes prime suspects, and you go through this court like proceedings and stuff like that. The story isn't told chronologically, it's actually told in flashbacks from present to past, and how Anna is trying to find, you know, the culprit and prove her innocence and stuff like that. And I thought it was written so well. I love the creative aspect of that, you know, just writing it in a really different way. And I cannot wait to read other Abigail Has books because they are so good. And if I had to rate it now, I would probably give it a, I'm going to say it, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 because I really did enjoy it. Last book I read for the month is Lyrebird Hill by Anna Roma, which is a adult fiction for sort of family mystery, and okay, it's set in Australia about this girl named Ruby who has a part of her memory missing during the year where her sister dies, and she doesn't know what happens to her. And then she starts getting flashbacks when she goes back to her family home, Lyrebird Hill, along with finding sort of like secret letters from a lady called Brenna, who is part of her family, like, you know, ancestors like that. So it shifts between two narrators, Anna and Brenna, and I requested this from Simon & Schuster to review as well, because I have a really because I really do like reading mysteries like this. I liked it. I still felt like it didn't meet my expectations. It was a really nice read in terms of that Anna Roma writes really well, but didn't bring out any emotions for me. I didn't feel any attachments to the characters. It was just a read that I sort of glided through and came out feeling nothing. So I only gave it a 3.5 out of 5. But definitely look at my review to see what else I thought about it. At the moment, I'm still reading Percy Jackson and the Greek Gods, which is a new release for last month. It came out probably a week ago by Rick Riordan, and this is the companion novel to this series, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Basically, it's just like history packed into a book with a funny narrator. I have done classical mythology as a subject at uni, but I find that this is a lot more entertaining. Definitely not as dry as studying it. And you get to know a lot more about the gods. If you were curious when you were reading this series, I'm almost done. I don't have a bookmark, as you guys can see, but I think I know where I am. I'm like here, so I'm going to get this done by today probably, and definitely be reviewing it. So those were the books that I read for August. Leave a comment down below telling me what you guys read and what you guys really liked. Other than that, I shall see you guys hopefully by the end of this week, if not next week. And hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!